All right. Hi, this is Skaya with Deadite Delight. I am here with the most amazing guest ever from two of my favorite doom metal bands, Reverend Bazaar and Lord Vicar, Kimi.
Hi, nice to meet you.
Cheers.
Cheers. Don't have a cup with me right now, but I'll just pump up.
It's fine. How are you doing today?
All right, still a bit of work to do before summer holidays, but other than that, just great.
Yeah, I heard that you're actually a professor.
Well, academic, actually in American context, professor would be good, but we use the title lecturer where I come from.
Ah,
But I teach cultural study of music at University of the Arts Helsinki Sibelius Academy right now.
well, considering your music background, that's no surprise with me.
Yeah, I'm a cultural historian. I did my PhD there on stadium rock aesthetics and history.
Nice, nice. So, shall we dive into your musical background?
Perfect.
Perfect. Awesome. So give me a little bit of background on what got you into, well, I would say doom metal.
Yeah. First of all, when I was young, I was not that interested in music, but around when I was 15 years old, I just picked up guitar and just fell in love with that, and there was no turning back. And there were not too many like-minded people in small town of Lohja in Finland, where I was growing up and going to school. But basically, this one weirdo called Sami Hynninen. He was really into old school heavy metal, and uh, he basically noticed that I was into Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, so he said that yeah, there's this thing called doom metal, and gave me a lot of stuff on cassettes, C cassettes like Pentagram, Trouble, Saint Vitus, The Obsessed, Witchfinder Journal, and so on. I was just like, bloody hell, this is like Sabbath metal, which is just totally awesome, and we just he suggested that we should do a band to tribute all these great bands, and that's the start of Reverend Bizarre in late 90s, and that's we never looked back basically.
You guys had a pretty impressive catalog, to be honest with you. The first song I ever heard from you guys was Doom. Um, oh, criminy. Doom Around the World or Doom Over the
Over the
World.
world, yeah, there you
Over
go.
the World.
A good
And
memory palace you have.
well, my memory's shot, so it happens. As you say, old age.
There we go. Yeah, we were earlier discussing the hairdo. It
I
is
haven't
what it
had,
is.
yeah, I was about to say, I haven't had hair since I was 18 years old. So
Whoa, okay. Well, I managed to keep mine a little bit longer, but now it's clear full moon style.
we got to get that the polish to take the glare off our heads now.
Yeah.
So Reverend Bazaar, you guys had a pretty impressive run.
Yeah.
Um, how many years was it again?
Something like 13 maybe.
13
I'd like to
years?
think it's 13 would be a perfect number for that. Yeah, something like that. We stopped doing it around 2006, 2007. Yeah.
Now was the
And
band just
some releases came afterwards. Yeah.
okay? Was it just like a natural, like just end of the band, or were you guys just kind of
We
like,
were this is an old story, but I'll just keep it in a nutshell. But we were very different personalities, let's say, all the three of us, and so there was uh, creative tension, let's say. But we agreed about music, but other than that, we were living very separate lives. And Sami Hynninen, who used the name Albert Witchfinder in the band, he basically was the pretty much the main creative force and came up with the ideas. I wrote a few songs for the band, but mostly it was him, and he came up with the layouts, designs, shirt designs. It was kind of a Gesamtkunstwerk, kind of unified work of art, the whole thing, and it was in his head mostly. So towards the end, I think he just wanted to do other things musically and felt that Reverend Bizarre was becoming too big, which basically is true that it was kind of picking up. We were #1 in the single charts in Finland, #4 in the album charts, and just crazy things happening. And he just wanted to do other things and felt that it would consume him like his time, and he wouldn't have time for anything else. So it was basically a kind of mental health thing a lot. He
I can
wanted to survive the band.
I mean, I can understand that because there's times when, you know, if you're very successful in a band, it does consume your life.
Yeah,
And then if you decide to do something else musically, people are going to compare it to that.
yeah,
And that's
that's true.
that's a harsh reality to it. I've seen it in several bands. Because nobody wants to live in the shadow of their past projects.
That's
Uh,
true. Yeah.
and I know in America that happens all the time. I'm not sure about Finland, but or
I think
overseas, but
it's pretty universal, I'd say.
yeah, you're right. Yeah, I would say, yeah, you're right. Who am I going to argue with the doom metal legend?
Well, I was just happy to come up with a new band where I have amazing people with me, and we are kind of doing something similar, which I still kind of love, that old school doom metal, but a little bit different edge, and maybe a little bit more friendship within the band as well. So it's a total win-win situation now.
So
And
let's talk
Sami
about.
actually was part of the band quite a while. He was doing the bass for Lord Viccar for maybe a year and a half or something like that. So kind of as a backup member, and that was wonderful to have him around, and much more less stressful for him because he could just concentrate on the instrument and enjoying the traveling.
Oh, that sounds pretty good, actually. So let's talk about Lord Vicar and how you guys just blew me the hell away because I was like, this is better than Reverend Bizarre. No
Oh, cheers.
offense.
Oh, cheers. I take it, man. No problem for me, because that's like my vision of how doom metal should be, and kind of going back to almost like classic rock and prog rock things, but then doing it the doom metal style. Yeah,
It's really impressive. You guys have a really impressive catalog and a very organic feel when it comes to doom metal, which is something I look for. Because
excellent.
sometimes doom metal bands, you can tell that it's just they don't want to be there with each other.
Yeah, I mean we are good friends, and in we usually do the basic tracks studio playing live, so it also the music breathes and it has that kind of rocking feeling, and just not not click track, but just feeling it kind of intensity, and we have good chemistry within the band, so that helps as well. Yeah, so we kind of know each other true and true. We have polished all the dark corners through the years.
I like that. Actually, I've got an interview with your vocalist coming up in a
Oh,
bit.
Chris, excellent. That's
Yes, yeah.
wonderful. He's a good man.
I heard about him. I heard about his band before. Gotus, I believe.
Yeah, I mean he's done massive amount of stuff. I mean he was in Saint Vitus for a while, and he had a great band called Terra Firma. Oh, he was actually first in Count Raven, the first vocalist for that. So great history within doom metal, and yeah, Gotus as well. And there's a band called Python as well. But I'm sure he will talk a lot about all these things. No reason to go through his career. You have
I was
your
about
own
to say,
visitor.
well, I mean, those are some pretty impressive bands. I love Count
Oh yeah,
Raven.
mm,
Um, I mean, you can't go wrong
me
with Saint.
too.
Well, Saint Vitus to me is kind of hit and miss. It actually depends on the vocalist at the time.
I love all of it actually. So I can't really say anything but good things about that. But it's one of the mother's milk kind of things.
I like that. I'll
Yeah,
have to use that term from now on, mother's milk.
go for it. I have no copyright.
You sure?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
So what is the future plans for Lord Vicar at the moment?
We are currently writing a lot of new material. We are planning 2 albums and a live album actually before those. So we managed to tape a couple of shows from last autumn. We did Basel in Switzerland and Martigny in Switzerland. So they had good equipment where we could tape like with separated tracks. So we probably gonna call it dangerous because we're gonna do a little editing on it anyway, so it's not gonna be live and dangerous like with Thin Lizzy. But anyway, yeah, the joke is that they actually edited quite a bit, bit to make that powerful. But there you go. Anyway, yeah, two different albums we are writing now. First one will be called Fist, I believe. That's at least my opinion in it. And hopefully we get to record during the late stages of this year. We'll see what happens with that. And then we are planning another one, which will be this will be like short and very kind of impactful, heavy rocking album. And then the next one will be the more proggy double album thing. Yeah. So
Uh,
different shades of Lord Viccar, I guess.
that's fine. It's just more great albums to add to my collection. I can't
Yeah,
complain.
well, so those will be albums number 5 and 6. Yeah, in the
Okay.
catalog. Yeah.
I mean, that's pretty amazing. I here in America, I have the hardest time finding your guys' material.
Yeah. I mean,
Like,
it should be easier now because we're now on Swat Records from Finland, which has actually distribution in US. So it should
okay,
get better. And we are releasing the back catalog properly. So you should have everything available across the pond.
that's, thank you, thank you, doom metal
Yeah.
gods.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
But so you
Yeah.
mentioned Pentagram.
Mm.
That's another amazing band, actually. I got into them from the documentary about the lead singer's life.
Oh, Bobby's. Oh God, that's
I,
it's not a pleasant story actually. It's quite sad, and I'm just happy he's alive still.
I am too. That was a hard documentary to watch. It was very, very hard to watch somebody's life unravel like that.
Yeah,
And
I've met Bob a couple of times in different festivals, and he seems to be in better shape nowadays, which is amazing actually when you consider that kind of you know everything with the drug abuse and so on.
happens a lot, especially
But
to, go ahead,
I
sorry.
have to say, with Pentagram, what really kind of blew my head up was the riffage of Victor Griffin back in the day. So that's like one of my kind of as a guitar player, one of the really important players when it comes to having that kind of nice. I wouldn't even say bluesy, but this kind of well Sabbathy, of course, but really hard edged riffage, good riffs and so on. Yeah.
I would definitely agree. I'm technically a bass player. I'm just now starting to get into playing. I've got an acoustic guitar. So I'm starting to get into that.
Yeah.
But when it comes to writing doom metal riffs or learning doom metal riffs, I'm not trying to or how we say kiss your ass, but I do listen to a lot of the stuff you've written.
Oh, cheers.
Victor's another huge influence of mine, and um, bands. Candlemass is also a band I go
Yeah,
to.
massive. Yeah.
So,
I mean, especially, I mean, the first album, Epicus Doomicus Metallicus, is
oh yeah,
amazing. And some of the stuff on Nightfall, that's like epic doom definition for me, basically. Yeah, but when it comes to guitar playing, I think I write with acoustic guitar, and that's kind of litmus test for the stuff. So if it sounds good on acoustic guitar, it will work with, turning everything on 11.
nice Spinal Tap reference. I like that. Why is it on
That's
11?
another mother's milk thing. I think it's it's not a comedy; it's documentary about how it is to be in a rock and roll band, basically. Yeah.
I, I would say I wish I could relate to that, but I was never in a rock and roll band. I was in I guess you could call it a death metal band,
All right. Yeah.
but I don't think I will ever return to those roots because one kills your throat, and two, I did not like the lifestyle at all. It was
Oh
just
yeah.
not fun. And now
Yeah, I
being
think.
old, go ahead, go ahead.
I mean, with doom metal, a lot of people are a little bit more laid back, maybe, and not. I mean, yeah, there's of course all kinds of problems with people, but most of the people tend to be, sensible and, just good people to relate to and so on. Good
I
brotherhood,
was
let's say. I mean,
that
yeah,
that is true. That is true. As far as the community goes,
yeah,
doom metal is one of the best communities to get into
I agree.
because there's so many great people. Like you said, they're relaxed. The Gates of Slumber, Carl.
Oh, I love those. I mean, Carl, one of the favorite people on this planet.
Uh,
And I mean, I miss Jason so much. I mean, we lost him, unfortunately, but yeah. And Chuck,
oh,
yeah.
yeah, I thought the Gates of Slumber would be over for sure after that, but I heard Carl is possibly bringing it back.
I mean, they were back already. And I mean, this kind of let's say Apostle of Solitude band members, but Chuck was in the band already as a drummer back in the early days. So to me, it's totally authentic Gates of Slumber, and I'm just happy that Carl decided to continue with that. Yeah, more
I
power to
mean,
them.
oh yeah, yeah. I mean,
And we are
losing,
we are planning some split stuff as well with Lord Viccar and Gates of Slumber. So let's see what happens with that.
bless
Our
you,
our, our
bless.
let's say that the studio plans are kind of we were meant to hit the studio ages ago, but we are very slow. Like with the music, it will happen eventually.
I mean, with great music, it takes time, and
Mm,
for people that are dedicated, it's worth the wait.
yeah,
I mean, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard the original vocalist for Saint Vitus was coming back and did the
yeah.
album,
Oh,
I, early Saint Vitus was one of my favorite,
I
period.
mean, I have to say Scott Regis might be my favorite Saint Vitus singer, and that's like I've witnessed them also live a couple of times, and that's just massively powerful with him.
The drawbacks to where I live in the States, we don't get many, if any, doom metal bands that come here. I
So you
mean,
have to travel for it.
see, it's hard for me to travel because I've got little ones.
Oh
So
yeah,
I don't know
I've
if
got
you're a father.
yeah. I mean, I have two, but they are now, daughter is already out of the house. She's studying in another town. And boy is 16, so not a problem.
Oh, okay. Okay, well, you can adopt me then. I'll be your next child.
Yeah, I'll cradle you.
I don't know about that. I'm kind of a big guy, so
Yeah, well, a big cradle then.
I'll
Yeah, that
adopt
would
you
be
as
weird. Yeah, yeah, we got this
yeah.
American guy living here.
Well, then the wife and kids will have to come, so that'll be
Yeah,
interesting.
there's space.
I never would have thought I'd been a father at of a 1 year old in my 40s.
Yeah, well,
Uh,
that's kudos for you. I mean, it's not an easy job,
I
but
oof.
at the same time, those life choices are important and wonderful.
Well, we decided it was important to my wife and me because we didn't have a child together,
Mm.
and we were like, well, let's have one child together. And she was like, "Are you sure?" She's like, "You're no spring chicken." I was like, "If I can survive it, just
Yeah,
about anything, let's do it."
yeah. There you go. That's the way.
And I felt that way up until yesterday when she took her bottle and whacked me in the face as hard as she could. And I was like,
Yeah,
I
that's
had
part
that
of the
moment.
package.
I mean,
Learn
you're a
to
father.
enjoy that. Yeah, I've
Well,
I've done everything. Then. Yeah.
happy belated Father's Day to you.
I mean, we have a different Father's Day here in Finland, so it's not right now actually. It's in the autumn, but how we celebrate that? Did you ask? Or
Yes. Yeah.
basically just family getting together, maybe getting breakfast to the bed and things like that. Just very easy and laid back, so it's not massively loaded. I mean, Mother's Day is much more important here in Finland. It's
Yeah.
that's the big thing.
It's the same way here.
Good. I'm glad. I think the mothers deserve the recognition.
Hell yeah, they do for
Yeah.
carrying the children and everything
Even
they
if
do.
good fathers are important and sometimes rarity even. So I think world needs good fathers.
I'll keep that in mind.
Yeah. You have
I
a lot
try.
of responsibility there.
Tell me about it. At least I'm
Yeah,
raising them on good music, I like to say. So I can't
that's
go
the way.
wrong. My oldest daughter does love, she does love Lord Vicar, and she
Hmm?
does love Saint Vitus.
All right.
So
You have been doing good parent.
Well, the thing with being a parent is when it comes to music, censorship sometimes. And I hate to be those type, but I also don't want them to have certain impressions from
Too
other
early.
bands.
Mm,
Like I don't play black metal around them. I
no.
don't play death metal. But then again, I'm kind of cutting back on those genres anyway because there's so much angst
Mm.
and I don't feel like I have that angst in me anymore.
Yeah, I mean that's part of it. Is I mean a lot of that music is a release also, and dealing with your inner darkness and stuff like that. So if you are feeling happy, it's maybe a little bit less easy to kind of appreciate it. Though I do enjoy a lot of black metal for just for the that inner world thing that the music has, kind of dark woods kind of vibe and so on. But it
So
depends, and the hypnotic riffs and so on.
the hypnotic riffs to me are in doom metal. That's
That's yeah.
it's what was it? A friend of mine said, the reason why he loves doom metal so much, he's like, I can drink a beer and I can smoke and not
Yeah,
get stressed.
yeah, it does does do that. Yeah, there's no stress in that. But
There's
sometimes I think sometimes with some bands that gets a little bit too boring with if you do that stoner thing too far, like endless repetition of one riff. I know that Reverend Bizarre had a lot of that, so guilty as charged. But I mean, I like to sequate to different parts and kind of orchestrate and bring a little bit more to things. But also I think repetition is one key element for sure. So
I would
you
agree
kind
with
of get
that.
into that intense grinding wheel.
So when it comes to the creative process, where does your mind go? Are you drawing influences from the past, or are you trying to, I guess, in a sense, clean your slate?
Well, it depends. I used to do a lot of more like references to kind of popular culture I love and going back to weird tales, H.P. Lovecraft, Clark Aston Smith, things like that, and old horror films from the 70s and so on. But it's become much more about my inner things and kind of yeah, kind of releasing the darkness in a way. So there is a ritualistic quality to that. I don't want to mystify that, but at the same time I think it's much more introspective nowadays.
You mentioned Lovecraft, and now I already want to give you a super high five because reading his stuff, it's just,
Mm, yeah, still some of my favorite literature for sure.
oh yeah, I would
Yeah.
agree. I would agree. When it comes to me actually writing lyrics, I can't help but go like to the Conan series.
Well, I've done that. We did release an EP called Tools of Doom, which was basically kind of tribute with Reverend Bizarre to the Milius film, but also I took my stuff. The song was called "The Tree of Suffering," so I was thinking about this novel "A Witch Shall Be Born," where Conan is crucified, and unlike weak Jesus, he lives through it and celebrates the victory in the end. So I was just studying that kind of. It's also almost like what you would call, well, it's a survival trip and kind of Nietzschean thing. I kind
Uh,
of like to dwell into that kind of warrior mythos thing. At least I used to do a lot of that, but and also studying kind of dark corners of totalitarian mind and so on. Yeah,
okay.
those things interest me in history and in fiction.
I think for me, I'm starting to get more into Hammer horror
Classic
and
stuff. Yeah.
Christopher Lee as
Mm,
Dracula. I was like,
perfection.
this is amazing. I loved him
Yeah, well,
already
it
for
is.
his other stuff.
Yeah, I mean that's one of the central roles for Christopher Lee. I mean he's definitely one of the main Draculas. Maybe. I mean I love him more than Bela Lugosi, and yeah, for me maybe Christopher Lee is kind of the Dracula in a way.
I would agree. And then as far as I like a lot of the old black and white horror movies.
Yeah.
Um,
Are we
Blacks.
going back to like German expressionism, like Nosferatu, obviously, and
Yeah, that's. I heard
yeah,
they're remaking that, and I was like, please don't
yeah.
remake that.
Generally, remakes are a bad idea. I haven't watched too many good remakes, to be honest.
I haven't either. I haven't either. I feel the same way about albums too. When bands are they go back and re-record, I was like, why would you do that?
Yeah,
You should focus your energy on a newer album.
yeah, I'd agree.
I what is that movie I love so much? Black Sunday with Barbara Steele.
Yeah,
That is one of
it's
my all-time favorites. I have to watch it at least once a year around Halloween time. And that movie is just oh, there's so much lyric potential
yeah,
in that movie alone. If I could find that mask, the
mm,
hammer on her face, I
yeah,
would
yeah.
love to have that in my collection.
um, for me, I think I'd go with the original Wicker Man. Don't ever go with the remake, obviously.
But yeah, we don't talk about the
And
remake.
Nicholas Roeg's film, Don't Look Now. That's
Okay,
really with Donald Sutherland and Julie Christie. That's a massively awesome film.
I'll have to check that one out
Yeah.
actually. Um, Folk horror, that's what a lot of stuff I
Well,
like.
there we go. Yeah.
There was a documentary that came out, I think, a year or two
Have
ago,
yeah.
and it's like 3 hours long. And I was like,
Mm.
oh my God, because they go from literature, the start of folk horror and literature, and go all the way till present day. And I thought it was just going to be a short documentary.
Well, sounds massive. Yeah, I need to
And
check
yeah,
that out actually. Yeah. Old Swedish film called Hexen. I don't know if you have seen that,
yep,
but there's
I've seen
that's like
that,
classic.
but I like it. I like it a lot. Well, I mean, that's good that, you draw the inspiration from that
Mm.
stuff. And you said, I guess you would say your inner darkness as well.
Yeah. It's like
Um,
almost like these images that you get certain kind of moods, this kind of nocturnal thing that you get from it. So it's less about the narratives even and more about this kind of states of mind that you want to convey from that.
okay. I mean, that's
Yeah.
interesting. I've never heard it put like that before.
Yeah.
I like that a lot, actually. Some of the bands are like, oh, it's about Satan and darkness. And I'm like, you, you,
That
you
can be a
can't,
pretty boring.
like, you can't elaborate a little bit more. I was
Yeah,
like,
yeah,
could you throw in some Lovecraft maybe? I feel like the whole Satan darkness has been done to the point
mm,
where everyone's just like, whatever.
yeah, yeah. It's certainly kind of stereotypical now.
Yeah. In black
Yeah.
metal, it gets boring to me.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of black metal people go now to Norse mythology anyway. It's like, kind of,
Oh no, here we go. We're gonna go down the Burzum hole.
uh, I was not gonna mention, but yeah, some of that music is excellent, but I'm not a fan of the person, let's say.
Me either. He was a great
Yeah.
musician, or he's
Mm.
still a
Still
musician.
is, I think. Yeah. I'm not sure
He
whether he's releasing any more albums though, but yeah,
he just released an album. He just
yeah.
released an album, and
Yeah.
it was I threw it away. It was bad. It
All
was
right.
really bad. I no. I'm expecting you.
I need to check it out. I mean, certainly sometimes when you get that reaction, it can be interesting, let's say.
Enjoy it. Enjoy. Don't blame me though. You enjoy it, but don't
All
blame
right,
me.
let's see.
So, do you ever, besides doing Lord Vicar, do you do any like solo projects, like
Yeah,
acoustic stuff? Okay.
yeah. Yeah, I
Could
mean, I've released a couple of singer-songwriter albums. It's basically me and guitar and some female vocals sometimes. A little bit in early Leonard Cohen style and that kind of going back to Neil Young and the kind of acoustic music that I love and still gonna do more of that in that way. Still playing gigs also as a singer-songwriter and yeah. I
did you
also
ever?
play this. Yeah.
No, no, go ahead.
Yeah, also playing this band, which is basically doing kind of Berlin school krautrock or kosmische music. So it's a very repetitive synthesizer music where I'm doing a lot of kind of layered kind of loopy things on top of that. The band is called E-Musikgruppe Luxor.
Oh yeah, because I'm totally gonna pronounce that wrong.
Yeah, well, I need to actually concentrate when I think about the band name anyway. And we also had a progressive rock band called Orne, which we had the whole lineup of Reverend Bizarre in it. And we did a couple of albums for Italian label called Black Widow Records. And then
Okay.
those were released by SWAT Records in Finland. So that's available as well. I think maybe not available anymore, actually. Yeah. Those vinyls might be gone now.
I've got to start working on vinyls. I don't have any vinyls, so
Oh,
sorry.
that's gonna be a big wormhole if you dwell on it. Yeah, there's no turning back.
No, I've got some vinyls in my mind that I would like to start off with. Lord Viccar's first album is actually one of the ones I want.
Yeah,
Uh, I can't
excellent.
help. I was excited when you said you wanted to do the interview. I was like, this is one of my heroes I get to talk to. So I
Fair
appreciate
enough.
it.
Cool.
I know you're a normal guy just like all of
Yeah,
us,
yeah, exactly.
but when you create the music is the soundtrack to everyone's life in certain
Mm,
chapters, and it brings up memories. That's why till this day there's some albums I can't listen to because of the memories associated with it.
yeah, I get you
So
actually. And there was a there have been a few cases, and one of which was really I still kind of get shivers in the spine. But a guy came to talk to me in Belgium and showed me a scar on his hand, like really long scar, and said that he was in a hospital for 1 month and he was only listening to the Funeral Pyre, the album closer from the first Lord Viccar album. I was like, oh, whoa. It's like, and it kept him going. He said that it gave him strength and energy and so on. So mission accomplished for me. I mean, if I never did anything else musically, things like that really make it matter.
but I would that's a pretty high honor for someone to say that. That's pretty huge.
Yeah.
I don't know if someone told me that, I'd probably have to sit back and have like 8 or 9 beers and just be like, fuck.
I think I might have had those that night anyway. It was uh I think it might have been the last gig of the tour, so that's usually we let the hair down.
Bald is better. Bald is better.
Oh yeah.
It's just we can't headbang as well.
Well, I can, but it's not just with less stuff moving around.
I think
Yeah.
my headbanging days are over. I can't do it anymore. I had
Yeah.
neck surgery.
Oh, okay, that does it. Yeah.
Yeah, I've got two of my discs fused together, so it's like I can do that.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I'm doing martial arts right now. I have kind of sore neck because of I do this Japanese thing called Aikido, and
That's what I do.
oh, really? Well,
Yeah, yeah,
interesting.
yeah.
Wonderful.
That's
Yeah.
I love that.
Okay, now we can talk about Aikido for the rest of the interview. Yeah,
the
I'm within
the
the Aikikai, the main line with Ueshibas, and I've got first dan on done it about 10 years now.
Wow. So you could probably whoop my ass then, no problem.
I mean, that's not the key to the art, as you know, but
No,
I mean, we would have a good training, I believe.
I love you more now. That's awesome. I'll
Excellent.
I'll have to come see your show and then we could spar one day.
Yeah, that's the spirit. Yeah,
I
onegaishimasu.
I'm sure you're better at it than I am.
I
So
mean, I don't think about it that way actually. It's more about the possibility of meeting other people and feeling their structure and
I
maybe
agree.
do a little bit of throwing and getting thrown. You know, Keiko, the training, that's the key thing.
I like the training and I like how it helps me balance mentally a
Yeah.
lot and looking at situations and also, getting into meditation as well.
Mm,
And my wife actually turned me on to a lot of Buddhism and Taoism
that's nice. Yeah.
because
It goes
I
well
don't,
together with that stuff. Yeah.
I've never been a fan of religion.
Yeah.
Um,
It's less about religion than about the mental state of mind and balance, and especially the balance in so many ways, both
yeah,
physical and mental. Yeah. Kind of fused together.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think I'm facing more difficulties trying to practice now because of my
Oh yeah,
restrictions,
it would affect that, yeah. Yeah, so you
but
need to be careful
I try,
with your
I try.
ukemi especially. Don't land on your neck.
I don't know, that's easier said than done because my
Hmm,
equilibrium is thrown off greatly now.
okay.
So,
Yeah,
yeah,
let's be careful out there.
I'm gonna focus on playing guitar. I think that's safer for me.
Yeah, that can do your neck though. I mean, I have more neck troubles about, the weight of the guitar and strap than doing Aikido, to be honest.
Well, that's why you get one of those stands in front of you that holds the guitar.
Ah, yeah, yeah. So you can. I don't think I'm gonna do that though.
Oh, that takes
Yeah,
away a lot of the majestic performance.
yeah, yeah. It would.
You start doing tours and you get sponsored by like arthritis cream and
Oh, fucking
painkiller.
hell. Yeah, maybe I can see my future.
That's what
Let's hope. I mean, I probably stop playing live when it's impossible to, feel it.
you have to put on icy hot and sit in ice baths after every show.
Maybe after, yeah. I mean, that's not a problem. But during the show, I really wanna do it 110%. So like just getting into the music and to have it as a also a physical experience.
That's true. What is your favorite part about playing live?
I I I would have to say it's the how you circulate the energy with the audience. When you have people who are really into it and you can feel that energy and then you kind of give it back to them. So there's a kind of it's a loop. And when band is gelling together really well, and then when that is happening, you see maybe a few rows of people singing your lyrics back to you.
I hope
It
I can
blows your
experience
mind.
that. One day
Yeah,
I hope I can experience that. We'll see. We'll
yeah.
see what
That's the
happens.
one of the best things in life.
I like that. I
Yeah,
like
the best
that.
thing in life is, of course, to crush your enemies, see them driven before you, hear the lamentations of the women. But this is pretty much in the falcon on your wrist and wind in your hair kind of thing. Very good.
Nice, nice Conan reference.
Yeah, but it's up there. It is amazing, I have to say, and
It's
I'm
good.
grateful that I've musically been able to go to the position where people are available. Being able to listen to my stuff and appreciate it and come to the shows and we share that moment together. That's one of the best things in life.
Well, I mean, Finland does have a very diverse music scene.
Yeah,
A lot of diverse bands are from there.
yeah,
Pretty good black metal scene. Some of the Finnish bands I've
yeah,
heard are good.
yeah.
I believe the band Tyr is from a small island that's near Finland, I want to
Hmm.
say. I'm not exactly
Um,
sure.
yeah. Well,
Good enough. Yeah. Viking Iron Maiden-esque vocals and
all
everything.
right,
So,
all right.
but I
I
still
need to
rather
I
go
need to
back.
check this out. Yeah,
Check them out.
yeah.
TYR. They're
Gotcha.
taken after the Norwegian god.
Yeah,
So
I got that first for sure. No worries.
so what so when you're playing in Finland, like do you guys play out of Finland much or do you
Yeah,
mostly
more. I
more?
mean,
Okay.
with Lord Viccar, I'm the only Finn in the band, so that's already we all live in different countries. I mean, Chris, the vocalist, is from Sweden, but he lives in Germany now, happily married there. Um, Garrett, our drummer, lives in Switzerland. He's an Englishman, and then we have Fredrik Jansson as the bass player from Sweden. Yeah,
Nice. That is pretty diverse actually.
it is,
That is,
and it's. I mean, whenever we get together, it's really wonderful to see each other because we don't get to see in a rehearsal facility. But it's more like we usually need. I mean, a rehearsal room just to get the rust away and getting back to shape. But as I mentioned, we have good chemistry, so we usually
I
pick
can
up from
definitely
where
tell.
yeah,
I
we
can
usually
definitely
get
tell.
it. Thanks.
No problem. Now, when you guys are starting, like spitballing ideas, do you guys just like send each
Yeah,
other guitar
files.
clips
Yeah,
and then
it's
meet
more like
up?
I'd actually say that. I mean, well, I'd say I'm the main songwriter in the band, and Garrett is doing stuff as well, and Chris is providing some of the lyrics as well. But I'd say that we pretty much do songs individually, so that we send pretty finished demos with arrangements already. Uh, I usually let Garrett actually to do the drum arrangement. I give him some ideas, but he comes up with wonderful things. So I usually just say that, yeah, this is the kind of riff, and we are supposed to have this kind of tempo there, and he picks stuff from there, and he sends me back stuff with everything pretty much, and then we usually work on the on lyrics a little bit maybe, yeah, but mostly it's about kind of having the kind of core arrangement of the song when we get together. So then it's just a matter of kind of seeing how we can improve it by playing it live together, and then we hit the studio with that.
Okay, okay. I was gonna ask that question because I know some bands when they're separated, they do a lot of the recording for the album and then they'll send it off to a mixing studio instead of going there themselves.
Yeah, well, I guess with the first album, we actually had to record the album drums in Wales on this kind of guide track. It was not ideal, and nowadays we absolutely want to be in the same space playing the song, the basic tracks together, just like as a trio. So get drums, guitar, bass kind of trio thing. So for me, when you get a good recording of that, then I overdub another stereo guitar for it, and then usually I work on the at the home studio for the kind of additional guitar work and the solos, and then I get them back to studio and we reamp that stuff. So we actually get it out in the studio environment through speakers, like with a hellish volume, and then I can still tweak stuff in the solos. Like let's say I want to add some phaser, I have the pedal and I can kind of tweak certain parts. So that's wonderful.
Okay.
So it
I'll keep
is
I'll keep
exactly how I really wanna make records now. Yeah.
a lot of the big thing right now that's going on in the States is one man bands because it's so hard to find musicians that are like-minded.
Yeah. Well, I guess I've been lucky.
You are very lucky. You are blessed
Hmm.
by whatever's out there, as I tell people, the cosmos.
Yeah.
So you are very blessed. I remember my daughter was, I had a Reverend Bazaar shirt at one point, and she looked at it and she's like, "That's an upside down cross." I said, "Yeah." She's like, "They satanic?" I said, "No, baby, they're not." I was like, "It's just their logo." I was like, "They're good musicians." And I
Yeah.
put it on. She was like, "No screaming." I was like, "Yes, no screaming, sweetheart." So, but how did you design that logo? How did you go
Actually,
about
remember,
that?
Bizarre logo has two. The crosses are not inverted in that logo actually, but there's three sixes there with the Z. So the idea was to have both the crosses and then the kind of satanic reference, because the band concept was about the spiritual schizophrenia in a way, so that you invert a lot of things, and the normal crosses are actually the evil part there. And
I
we
think I
wanted
would,
to I think we also wanted to annoy the kind of, back in the day when Reverend Bisa was starting, there was no doom metal and everything was black metal pretty much, and death metal. So we wanted to annoy them with those crosses, but I mean, it was a pretty dark band, I have to say. Yeah, and some of the music is actually pretty. It's I mean, it's not well. It's yeah, it comes from dark depths of Mr. Witchfinder.
I was referring to the Lord Viccar logo.
Ah, right. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, there you go. That's the whole idea was to invert the cross, like Saint Peter was uh doing
Right.
that. As he wanted to be. I mean, the legend says, the biblical legend says that he wanted to be crucified upside down,
Yeah.
so that he was not worthy of the normal Roman version.
I
Yeah,
always
so
find
yeah, so I did a song called "Down the Nails," which is the first song in the first Lord Viccar album, and that's like about that situation.
nice,
So
nice.
kind of, I'm pretty far from the Christian person. I mean, but I like the biblical mythology and play around with that stuff sometimes.
As a my wife grew up in a very cult-like Christian environment. A
Right.
section of Christianity that was like that.
I'm
I didn't
really
grow.
sorry about that.
Me too. Well, she's not. I mean, she's definitely not like that anymore.
Yeah.
And so she'll tell me stories about that, and then she's like, and I was like, no, I don't. I was raised in an anti-religious family.
Good for you, man.
So I
I'm so
told,
happy for you. You had that experience instead. Yeah.
I was like, we didn't do church, we didn't do the Bible, we didn't do praying. Uh, my father's idea of prayer was listening to Black Sabbath and
That's hallelujah. That's the best religion I've heard about.
the religion of doom.
Yeah, all into that for sure.
Oh my God, yeah. It's well being in the South, they call it the Bible Belt
Yeah,
because
I know.
oh,
Yeah,
oh,
I've
so
lived in the States. Yeah, I
you
mean,
have.
yeah, I was a Fulbright back in 2017. I lived in Cleveland of all places, but I was a Fulbright in Case Western University and the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame Library and Archive. So, I mean, and I've traveled a little bit. I've been to conferences in Chicago, in Minneapolis, in San Diego, in New Orleans. But I have to say, I haven't toured Bible Belt exclusively. I mean, yeah.
I can literally throw a rock and hit a church. It's
Well, good business.
maybe that's what
Hope
I
you have a
should
lot of
do
rocks.
more than most people.
I have to say, I do like churches as buildings. I mean, for the architectural design sometimes, and I like the idea of a ritual. I'm not into the Christian ritual, but I like the idea and I like the church acoustics, especially the big
Yeah.
cathedrals. How you reverberate the sound there? That's amazing. Yeah,
Always thought it'd be a great idea to record like possibly a
yeah,
live album inside one of those cathedrals.
yeah,
Always thought that would be an amazing idea to do.
yeah.
But
For me, it would be about the what kind of music to play there because of the space. I mean, doom metal would probably have problems with that, that kind of wallowing reverberation. But I mean, I know the Tangerine Dream did great live album back in the 70s in a cathedral, and that's the kind of maybe with this e-music group Luxor, that synth band that I'm in, we could do a live album in church. That would work.
I love that type of music. Tangerine Dream
Mm.
is pretty amazing. I like a lot
Yeah,
of that ambient.
Phaedra and Rubicon, two albums from the 70s, some of my favorite music.
Did you ever get into Goblin?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, great stuff. And I mean the whole thing that they did with Dario Argento's films and the scores for those. That's really amazing. I actually saw Claudio Simonetti doing Goblin stuff in Roadburn Festival in Netherlands.
I'm so jealous of you. So jealous of you.
It was
We
great.
don't get much of that stuff, and that's what's sad. I have to watch everything on YouTube and act like I'm there.
Well, at least you have. I mean, nowadays so much stuff is available, so it's like the kind of long tail of music history is available instead of like you have to hunt for some obscure VHS as it used to be back in the day.
The tape trading. I remember tape
Yeah,
trading a
there you
lot.
go. Yeah.
That, that's how I found out about a lot of bands, but thinking about it, I was like, I'm too damn young for tape trading, but I did it because a lot of the
It
older
depends.
guys
It
were,
depends on the kind of genre and circuit, what kind of people over there, and especially if you were hanging out with the older guys, they might still have had the good old
Oh
vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Candlemass's
Mm.
first album, which I butchered.
Epicus, Doomicus,
Epicus.
Metallicus.
I suck at other languages.
Yeah, I've actually seen the original singer Johan Landqvist to sing those songs with Candlemass, so that was really really great.
Yeah,
We
that does
played with
sound
Candlemass in Athens.
really.
Yeah, with Lord
Which
Viccar. Yeah, it
which
was actually
vocalists?
with Landqvist, and then they had also Robert Love as I mean he from Solitude Airtuners. He was doing vocals for them, and in the same gig there was also Trouble. Uh, what's the name of the guy from Warriors? So Jesus, I'm bad with names. I'm sorry. It will come back to me. But also early incarnation of Ghost. You know, they are pretty
Oh,
massive pop metal band now.
Tobias.
Yeah, it was really funny because I wasn't very familiar with the Ghost at the time, and I was like, I was at the backstage and Tobias was there, and I was like, who is this guy who looks like an engineer? And then he was doing all the Papa Emeritus stuff on stage. I was like, okay, great concept, this kind of pop metal thing. I know a lot of people don't like them, but I think it's just they're doing their thing.
I like their first album a lot.
Yeah, yeah.
I
That's
do like
I
their
think that
first
was
album,
around the time. Yeah,
but some of their stuff is kind of hit and miss with me. It just
yeah.
depends.
I don't
It's
follow the
real.
stuff to be honest, but I just think when someone does that kind of theatrical band and ends up headlining big stages, more power to them, I think. Yeah.
I I couldn't do that. I'd rather be like small venues, maybe at some point like a festival.
I do
But
enjoy that. I mean, I'm right there actually, so that's what I like to do. I mean,
I
you
like.
get so much more energy from that. Big festivals, I have to say that usually it leaves me a little bit like weird when you have fences and people like 10 meters away from you, and I just don't like doing that stuff. Instead
I
that
want.
you have like people head banging like right there, and that's the energy that I was talking about.
Yeah, no, that is definitely something I like.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'll ever play live again,
I
but
hope you get your next, in the shape and can do it.
well, I think it's more of me getting back into the writing process
Right?
and going from there. Because I haven't, to be honest with you, I haven't touched a guitar in over 15 years.
Yeah.
It has been a very long time, but
Do it. And I mean, if it sounds something that you can kind of, I mean, if it sounds organic and you just go with it.
it'll be different because I've never used clean vocals before, so it would definitely be something different. I definitely couldn't pull off the vocals you guys do. I'm like, no, not happening.
Well, but if you can do, something that is you, I mean, that's what I mean, like convey your own spirit. That's the key issue for me.
I would agree with that.
Yeah.
When I do sing with my wife, I have a natural baritone voice,
Yeah.
and she's like,
Nice.
"Oh, that's that sexy goth voice you like."
Yeah. Sexy goth voice.
Yeah, I like that a lot.
Yeah,
She's like, Nick
not
Cave and
bad.
the Bad Seeds. She's like, "That's what you like," and I was like, "Yes,
Oh,
I have."
I do enjoy that band quite a bit. I saw
Oh
them
man,
live actually last summer.
did you?
And yeah, wonderful experience.
I saw them when they were touring the Ghost. Was it Ghost
Ghost
Tree or
Teen, Ghost Teen.
Ghost Team? I
I
saw them
I'd
in
have to say that's one of the best things Nick Cave ever did. Actually, that album is one of my favorites, and it's relatively new, I know, but it's like I mean, he's dealing with the loss of his child and so on.
yeah,
So it's heavy stuff, but it's the kind of mournful quality that you have in that album, and this kind of very majestic kind of spiraling thing that he does there, and it's pretty bare bones as well.
yeah.
Yeah,
When I saw him, he had it was a full bit, like he had everything.
yeah. I mean,
Because of
so
course,
so did I. Yeah,
Yeah, because they did covers,
Yeah,
like "Do You Love Me," "Red Right Hand,"
yeah,
like they
yeah,
played
yeah,
most
yeah,
of the stuff.
yeah.
But his onstage banter was what was great because he is such a sarcastic, funny
He's like a
guy.
sarcastic preacher kind of quality there.
He had a white rag to wipe the sweat off of him,
Yeah.
but like he was like little fluffies were coming off, and he's like, "Great, it's fucking snowing inside."
Yeah. And I have to say, I also love Warren Ellis, with his beard and doing
Oh,
small synthesizer and violins and just getting crazy up there. And it's like great, great stuff. And their collaborations are very interesting to me. Yeah.
oh yeah, the soundtracks they do
Yeah.
together,
Yeah.
that's some really good stuff. That
Yes.
is some really good stuff. It's hard to find people that appreciate. I think actually making a soundtrack, in my opinion, would be more difficult than an album because
Yeah.
you,
I'd agree with that. And I'm a big fan of soundtracks to begin with. I mean, my biggest musical inspirations are people like Ennio Morricone, who worked with Sergio Leone for, and collaboration between David Lynch and Angelo Badalamenti. That's another one. It's like, when someone actually influences the film so much that they kind of create almost the what really is effective in the film, it comes from the music, obviously. And when you have good collaboration between director and the person who does the music score, that's wonderful.
it is. It's kind of like another band I like to listen to that's very diverse is Ulver.
Ulver,
Um,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
wow, his catalog, it goes
Mhm.
from like black metal to
To,
industrial to
yeah,
orchestral,
well, yeah, yeah.
and now he's doing film scores. And
Hmm.
I'm just like, but then when I want to listen to dark ambient stuff, I like to listen to Lustmore a lot.
Ah, Lusmore, yeah, yeah.
Especially his album Heresy. That is a
Mm,
very dark album,
mm,
but it's beautifully dark. It's
yeah.
like crafted in it makes hell just so beautiful. It's
I'd love to do a soundtrack one day. I mean, if there are filmmakers listening to this, just get in touch.
I if the channel grows, awesome. Maybe I could help you out. I'm still a very, very small channel, so
Yeah, but
but
sometimes that's the most interesting stuff happens in the grassroots level.
thank you. I try. I try.
Yeah.
Like I
More
said,
power to you.
thank you. I don't like the typical interviews I see because most of the time the artists look so damn bored. They're like, "Oh, tell
Yeah,
me about this." It's the same
exactly.
questions, and you're just, thinking, "Please God, say something different.
Yeah,
Let's talk about books. Tell me something about
yeah,
a book
yeah,
you read."
yeah. There you go.
So I can't say much about books. I read either history books,
Yeah,
or I read horror. So
yeah.
that's
Good choices. Yeah,
so I can't get into much other stuff. I get bored fast. But
yeah.
uh, what are some albums right now that you're listening to?
Right now, well, it's a little bit boring answer, but I'm actually listening to a lot of Bruce Springsteen at the moment. I'm gonna see him live again this summer. I mean, I did see him live in Hyde Park last summer, and he's coming to Helsinki this summer. So that's like I'm on an endless E Street Band kind of loop, let's say. Yeah, so that's one, and a lot of like older acoustic singer songwriter stuff, and what else? Um, Now that I'm trying to compose new Lord Vicar, I actually stay a little bit away from the music because I don't want to get, you know how sometimes when you are listening something, it kind of influences a lot of what you do. So whenever I'm writing new music, I try not to listen anything from that genre.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. When
Yeah.
in the past when I composed music, I would listen to mostly classical,
Mm.
especially Igor Stravinsky.
Stravinsky,
Uh,
yeah, cool.
he's one of my favorite
Rites
composers.
of Spring, Firebird.
I saw an orchestra perform that live, and it I had goosebumps all over
Oh,
me.
I bet you did, yeah.
But
Actually, we are now doing this. It's not Stravinsky related, but kind of close to the era. We have this thing where academic stuff and artistic stuff is meeting. We call it Abagora Festival. Every year we have people meeting from arts and sciences. So what we have as a team for next 7 years is planets, and it's coming from the Gustav Holst song cycle.
really,
So yeah, so that's like an inspiration for whole festival series now, and that's gonna be really nice. So we have Mars, the Bringer of War. We'll start that in August.
nice, nice,
Yeah,
nice. I live in the wrong country. I should be over there with you guys.
yeah. Welcome to Finland. There's a lot of cool stuff happening for sure. But I mean, I have to say that living in US was really interesting in so many ways. Of course, Trump was just elected for president then, and I thought it was pretty dark. And also you know how people have advertising boards in US. Usually, I would expect something like McDonald's there, but you had stuff like pills, heroin, fentanyl hurt more than you. I was like, what the hell? This is the stuff that you have in those big boards now. Anyway,
That's like,
but so much darkness, but so much beauty as well. I mean, I was traveling a lot around as well, so great experience, great people, and a lot of cultural activities as well. And also in the grassroots level, I played some singer songwriter events and some galleries and so on, and that was great. So yeah, Finland is great, but I thought US was great as well.
it to me it is good
And it depends a
because
lot where you live, I think.
yeah, um because our goal right now is we have farmland
Mm.
and the nearest neighbor is probably a mile away from us.
Good for you
So
if things go Mad Max. You are kind of you can self-supply with some food, maybe.
I like the seclusion is what
Mm.
I thrive off and being in nature a lot. I
Well,
find
yeah,
peace in
that's good.
nature, going on
Excellent.
hikes,
Yeah,
fishing. I'm a big fisherman.
yeah,
I couldn't hunt if I wanted to.
yeah,
So too much running around, too much getting up at
yeah.
the old God 30 in the morning.
For
Uh,
me, just walking in the forest, going to swim, those things. Yeah,
yeah, I find that it clears my mind more and just
yeah.
detoxes my soul away
Oh
from
yes, oh yes.
because I'm sure you can relate,
I can, and
with media, it eats
yeah,
at you and eats at you, and it's
yeah,
just I miss that connection to the earth
yeah.
because it's a cleansing spiritual experience for me. As I
I would
tell
fully
people,
agree on that. Yeah, and
I,
I think you can kind of root yourself when you're walking in the forest and kind of that's what people are meant to do instead of going to a concrete jungle.
oh yeah, yeah,
And
I
especially with the media bombardment with smart devices and all that, it can be the kind of hooks that social media puts on you. And
yeah,
yeah,
to me the nature is my church. As
yeah,
I look at it, that is my church.
yeah.
It
Good for
doesn't
you.
want
That's the way.
offerings or tithes.
Yeah,
No evangelists are out
it's
there.
just inclusive, and
And
it gives you balance. It gives you balance.
and it's for everyone. Everyone is
Yeah,
welcome to it.
exactly.
So I do love it.
What
But
I do every morning is I do Qigong practice, which is basically Chinese meditative exercises for breathing and kind of circulating your breath and kind of doing everything holistically. So what I do is I go to my garden and do those exercises there every morning, and that gives me kind of clarity for things.
I will have to I need to work on my meditation. I am not
Yeah,
disciplined enough, but I need
this
to.
stuff that I'm talking about, it's very close to Tai Chi if you are familiar with the Chinese concept
Yes.
of that. Yeah. So Qigong, check it out. Those exercises, I mean, in Tai Chi, you have to learn pretty complicated long forms, but Qigong movements, they are simple and very effective for you, and you do them really slowly.
Okay.
It's about breathing and doing the spirals within your body and things like that. It's really good. And I have to say it goes perfectly well with the Aikido practice as well.
I I appreciate that actually. Thank you. You're probably the only person I know that practices that. There's not many places down here.
Yeah,
I was
I did
lucky.
practice Aikido in Cleveland when I was there actually. Yeah, it was part of the Aikido schools of Ueshiba, that kind of dojo, and they had a very good keiko there.
Awesome, awesome. Well, would you like to tell everyone once again about the music projects you're working on outside of Lord Vicar?
Yeah, I'm working on another singer-songwriter album at the moment. That would be the third one. Slowly, I mean, I've been working on a lot of this since the pandemic began, and I thought I'd get to write a lot of stuff during the pandemic, but I actually experienced as a little bit kind of closing down. And that's interesting, really, because I expected when I had more time then that I would come up with a lot of music. It feels now I'm returning to it now that the pandemic is behind us. So I'm writing, as I mentioned, there are two Lord Vicar albums in the pipeline, but also new stuff from e-music group Luxor is coming up. I'm not actually a songwriter there, but it's we are recording stuff at the moment. So that's progressing, and I have planned to do the third album for Orne, the progressive rock band I mentioned, but that depends on so many things, including whether these two Reverend Bizarre guys would still be into doing a third album of that kind of. And it remains to be seen, but there are maybe half of the songs written for that album as well.
Sure.
Yeah, so those are the things that are currently in the pipeline.
Well, that's good. That's good. It has been a pleasure and honor talking to you.
Yeah,
Um,
it was a good talk, man.
thank you, thank you, thank you. I appreciate it. Um, Once again, this is Deadite Delight with the famous, maybe infamous Kimi.
Yeah,
Did I say?
well done.
Yes. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and stop recording.